Joyce Dodge, the MTO Missus. Okay, we are working on now part 6 of our trip, and that's where we went from Koblenz up to Lübeck. As the theme was through this entire trip, we had adventures in getting there. A massive delay from Koblenz.
We had to change trains.
We had to change trains in Koblenz, Messe, so that was quite a thing. But we got there. And so we've been in Koblenz before. Again, we took a trip with our younger 2 kids. And so it was very interesting to do it with just the 2 of us. And we got in there, found our Airbnb. It's completely slanted. That was kind of funny, just managing the room. I mean, it was very pretty. It was comfortable. It just was dizzying. So anyway, we had a great time going through this brick city. We were fighting the weather a little bit. At one point, we had a big rain shower coming our way, so we popped into the marzipan store and took care of the marzipan we were going to get for our kids. So anyway, we just went through a couple churches. It was very pretty. Got fantastic pictures along the river and the canal. And so we had a really good time in Lübeck. And I hope you enjoy the video.
All right, we've had so many train delays and cancellations. We were supposed to be in Lübeck about 4 o'clock. We got to Lübeck just before 7. And we just went to dinner and did a little grocery shopping. But this is our neighborhood. Now, Lübeck is very much brick because this area did not have a lot of wood. So they used bricks and made bricks. But this is our neighborhood. We just ate here at the Polana restaurant. And it's very cool. So let me get a little bit here, because this is the cathedral. Down here, I should say. There's the cathedral. There's a lot of churches in Lübeck. But it was 17 years ago we were here. So hopefully, now it's supposed to rain the entire time we're here. And then there is I forget the name of that church down there. More of the city. Joyce and I are doing just sort of a little mini stroll down to the Trava River. It's one of the, almost like a canal of the Trava River, because it splits into basically a double moat system around the city. But yeah, we literally live right up here and turn left, right about where that umbrella is. That's actually the Holsten Tor right there, but we'll show that to you, the most famous landmark. There's a little pedestrian and bikers bridge over here. And now, if you didn't know, Lübeck in the height of the Middle Ages was one of the richest and most powerful cities in all of Europe. It was the capital city, the chief city of a group called the Hanseatic League, which basically controlled all trade coming in and out of Northern Europe. And even though many of the cities in the Hanseatic League belonged to many different countries, Denmark, Russia, Sweden, the Holy Roman Empire, they actually had their own army and defense pact, and navy really, which you attack one city, you attack them all. And so from the 1300s to 1500s, they were very wealthy, and Lübeck was one of the wealthiest cities and most powerful cities in Europe because the Hanseatic League had its headquarters here. So Lübeck was massively fortified, and basically they had a you attack one, you attack us all, and worse, not only do you get war, but you get cut off from trade because they'll embargo you. And so we really are on basically an island. They just took the Travemünde River, or the Trava River, which is right here, and diverted it a couple of ways so that it went around both sides and then just fortified the city. Where you see those buildings now, that was inside the city walls. You had an outer series of defenses where these apartments are. Then you had an inner wall basically along the river here with the big Holsten Tor gate. But yeah, it's yeah, the only negative is this is probably the only light we're going to see for the next couple of days while we're in Lübeck, because it is supposed to rain and rain and be cloudy and rain. Yeah. One of the things you can't control. You can't control the weather. There's a great nice picture here, video. Two churches and there's the Holsten Tor.
Yes, the Holsten Tor is
Yeah.
leaning.
Oh, I hear what you say. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it definitely has a lean. All right, do you want to walk that way to the front of it, or do you want to walk back this?
Let's cross here and we'll go over to the...
So, just to get sort of this famous... That's a Musikhochschule. And you catch the third church over there, back towards our neighborhood.
Needs to get off. The gate.
This is the Holsten Tor, yeah. And it says SPQL, which is a play on the Roman SPQRs, the Senate and the public of the city of Rome, the Senate and the public of Lübeck, yeah. And this beautiful row of buildings. So that's a nice shot of them. There, I can get the whole thing in.
Amateur.
That's just video.
Oh, okay.
We made it to Lübeck.
We made it to Lübeck. Now there's the gate. So hello from the gate.
The Holsten Tor.
The Holsten Tor.
The gateway to Holstein.
Right. Ah, we bypassed it via taxi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't come in this way.
Yeah.
We went in the other way, and
Yeah.
so now
We'll
we're
go out
here.
that way. We'll come through it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at the gate now. Sorry, dear. It's not like we're the only ones who have the idea. Come down to the gate in the evening. I don't know if I can get it all in this way. Oh, I can get the height in, but I can't get everything else in. A couple of the old city defense cannons, because you would have had batteries here.
Yeah,
These are
right. Sitting on the log. Off of a log.
defending, yeah.
The Latin too.
Well, it's the most blue sky I've ever gotten pictures of this with. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yep, now the other side.
yeah, we're back on the other side. We went through. Chased people out of my pictures and everything. Fucking old American.
This is our street. How narrow it is. Number 9. We're at number 11. So this is our apartment. We're up on the second floor, so those windows are ours right there. That's our apartment. This is our building, and this is really how narrow the street is. You can almost reach your arms out and touch both sides. One of those old medieval streets. So we are working our way to this. This is the Lübeck Dome, St. Petri Dome. So we're coming around the side here. Marienkirche house. There are a lot of churches in Lübeck. Got another pretty hefty squall coming in. It's been off and on. We thought we might be able to get through. So this is actually the towers and then the main church itself here. But outside a drone, I don't know if there's a way you can get a great picture of the cathedral here. Lübeck lion. Would have actually been graves. Jacob Hulsch, buried in, looks like 1755 maybe. I just love looking at the exquisite woodwork. And just get a little more. So the Gesellenhaus, the old social house. And then this is a Herz Jesu, a Propsteikirche, they call it. But yes, now wood was not abundant up in this region, although there's plenty of wood today. But brick was a sign of wealth and power. Oh, let's get it all in. And there's where we ate dinner last night at the Polana. No, no climbing a hill to a church.
Well, it just said it was a hill there. It wasn't like the hills you got in.
Yeah, we're
No.
we're working our way up Königstrasse, I think it's called now. Yeah, still one square I'm looking for. Because this is the town hall. Yeah, this is City Hall, and then when you go through in there, and this is the Marienkirche here. And then the marzipan place is down here.
Sure, we can get some not chocolate flavored marzipan.
All right, let me try something else now. Okay, yeah, there's just no easy way to get that. And what? Yep. All right, well, I'm going to go inside the Marienkirche and see if it's there. All right, we're in the Marienkirche. Marienkirche.
Dann haben wir auf der linken Seite diese große blaue Schrift. Dann haben wir das Rote, was Sie da sehen. Da ist so ein kleines Auge zu sehen. Und das ist ein Fisch, der ein bisschen weiter geht. Der geht bis zu der Schnecke fast hin. Aber der Fisch ist auch ein Symbol für Christus. Und wir haben ganz in der Mitte an der rechten Seite eine Schnecke. Die Schnecke ist
Oh, you cheaters. was a reproduction. The other one wouldn't have been this big. Man, why don't they say that? Well, at least this is still here. This is what the actual size would have been. And it went around here. Now I think it's actually cool. They have these tin figures of all of them. Wonder if they sold them in a collection.
Okay, so what is this about?
Say what?
What is it about?
Okay, let me turn.
Too much trouble.
Okay. Obviously a lot of damage in the war. We come in.
Be careful there.
It should be a big white building. Well, we're getting another rain squall here, but probably have to go across the thing. But with all the festival stuff up, it's going to be kind of hard to see it. But yeah, this is the main market square here, and the most famous marzipan producer in the world is just across the street here. We'll go into that in a minute. But yeah. See, there's the cathedral. See, we came around this way, and that's why I did not get this, but my second time in Lübeck, and I'm 0 for 2 in catching this part in the sunlight. This is really something else in the sunlight. Now again, here's the Marienkirche front towers, and you can see they're leaning. They are working on stabilizing them. No, not to hold something up for 700 years. Or 600 years, however old the Marienkirche now is in that form. Really, the best thing is if you could get to that corner, you can get a great picture of it, but I don't know if it'll... Okay, so it's not going to be the best picture with the wine festival they're preparing, but yeah, that's a nice shot. But this is the Lübeck market. And so you got the town hall, the Marienkirche, and then the marzipan places across. Step back. So here it is. I'll go this way. This is Niederrecker. The two G's pronounced more like a K. Niederrecker. You've got a squall blown in. So we'll wait it out, but that's the world's #1 marzipan producer and seller. There used to be another one down the street. There were two different businesses.
There's one near us.
Pardon?
There's one near us. Anyway, let's wait it out in there, right?
So this is the first floor. There are many floors, but yeah, just this is all made out of marzipan. You can do it chocolate, not chocolate. They can make it look like foods and breads. There's just so many things. They have a museum, and then they also just have, it's not all marzipan over there. Just a bakery with all kinds of cake. I don't know if you can see it here, it's all wrapped, but you got marzipan pears and potatoes and bananas and apples and apricots. It's just all food coloring and marzipan. So believe it or not, this entire little Holsten tour is made out of marzipan. They just... Piano keyboard. You got little instruments here. So here you go. This is what they do, and again, you could go and they'll do steaks and everything else. Pickle, yeah. So. All right, but you get an idea. And like I said, this is the first floor. There's a couple more floors. All right, so we just went in during the squall. Half an hour in the marzipan shop, and the sun came out. I know you. Yeah. So now I got to do something. I have never had a chance to get this in blue sky. So this time I'm doing it. It may not have the sun shining on it, but I'm getting it. So this is the Marienkirche, kind of the northernmost big one, because then you have the Captains Association. Oh yeah. Schiffergesellschaft. This was founded, you can see 1535, this building. This is where the captains of boats, your top sailing representatives hung out here. This is kind of their place. And then as trade or business people needed them and wanted them to pilot and they didn't have jobs, they would come here and get them. Again, towards the northern end of the town. It's hard to believe it was 17 years ago I stood here. Johanneskirche, Jakobikirche again. Can almost get it in that way. So this has no memory to you? This house here dates to 1530. That would be just about the time Lübeck was starting to fade in power. They'd been strong 1400s into the 1500s, but it was in the 1500s, and by the 30 Years' War, their power was gone. And there is the Burgtor. So much more to see in Lübeck, but car and stuff might help you, but it's not like we feel we're missing anything. But it's the historical part. We're seeing the main historical parts of them, the big ad you're seeing now. This was the last line of defense. They had defenses out in the harbor and out on the other side. You had a river to cross, moat to cross, that they would have fought like hell. And the fact is, nobody attacked Lübeck until the various Napoleonic Wars and that, in the 30 Years' War, I should say. In the 30 Years' War, I believe Lübeck had a couple of, the Swedes, I believe, took it fairly early. The Danes besieged it at one point, I believe. And then it eventually fell under the sway of the Swedes after the Danes were forced to give it up. But I don't even know that the Danes actually successfully besieged it. I know they tried. So repeating what we did in 2008 with our daughter Elizabeth and our son AJ. Now just Joyce and me. No, you can't get a picture of that in. Have to go across the street. This is the social services building for the state of Schleswig-Holstein. Well, there we've done the north and the south of it, unless you want to go the other side. take a picture looking in. But I want to go across the street. Yeah, this is a massive building right at the gate. Amazingly beautiful brickwork. But this is called Burgstrasse. And yeah, the Burgtor right there. Okay. Bing, bing. That's Verizon. Yeah, I remember going over here and taking some pictures. You know, the harbor. Okay, now you get to see some of the military. You've got a tower there. You can see the remnants of a little rounded tower here, but right here, this would have been a tower, might have even been higher in the Middle Ages, but clearly rounded. Later on, maybe even cannon emplacements to protect the gate here. Absolutely very cool. And obviously the big tower there, which is actually being developed into apartments. But this is a fantastic view. I love this shot. I'm going to go across the street and film some of the harbor, but I'm going to look back and see if I can get this whole thing broad lined across. The Trava River here and over there. I think we can go down and under along the river and come back up over there. I could be wrong, but it looked like, yeah, it looks, well, no, that's locked. Say what?
We could go down and do what?
You know, it's more impressive to see it full range, because then you really see the military defenses. All right, so now you can kind of see the actual harborage. I mean, and it extends. The Trava goes all the way out that way and all the way around back that way, and it zigzags out. And it's just all harbors, but luxury boats and such too.
The same rivers or just a river around, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of a marshy river. Yeah, the main river is right there, and then this would be a canal that they dug through to create sort of the moat effect.
Okay.
But yeah, the industrial thing, and out to the ocean is that way. Well, to the North Sea or the Skagerrak or whatever it is out there. It's part of the Baltic Sea, not the North Sea.
Gotcha. We'll be hanging
Or-
out in a few days.
Yep. So one more time, if I can just get past this and really get a shot of these defenses where this is impressive. I love this. I'm going to try to move. So you got, again, these two old fortification towers here. And a big tower in the middle over the gate. And just going on and on. This is too cool. This is cool. Joyce is walking to the Baltic Sea apparently. She went way over there. She's way down. I don't know where she's going now. But this is epic. That's why I kind of save it for last. because I just have memories of it and knew how impressive these little fortifications were in these towers. And technically you can walk and go along and see more that way, but this is really the big part of it. And you would have had fortifications out here. They probably would have had blockhouses here. In fact, you see here a model of how this tower really looked in its time. Because obviously it got remodeled. But this here would have been out here. It was sort of the Porter Gate. So this would have been even in front of this. So like I said, this was actually your last line of defenses going into the city.